Be still for a moment before you send that message. It is not by accident that you are here, that your thumb hovers over the screen, that your heart feels tender and alert at the same time. I see the rush of questions inside you, and I am not pushing you into fear. I am guiding you into awareness. What I reveal to you will come with peace, not panic, with clarity, not pressure, with steadiness, not alarm. Place the phone down for one breath, then another, because the pause before you text is not delay. It is protection and preparation. In this pause, I am softening the edge of urgency, so your words can carry warmth instead of worry, invitation instead of interrogation. You are not late. You are not overreacting. You are not being asked to fix everything. You are being called to arrive differently, calm in body, open in spirit, present in love. You sense something underneath her words, and you are not wrong to feel it. There is a weight she cannot name, without tears catching in her throat. A knot she has been carrying so long, it has begun to feel ordinary to her. Do not blame her for silence. Do not blame yourself for noticing. I am teaching you the difference between suspicion and sensitivity. You are not being called into suspicion. You are being trained in awareness that moves gently, asks before it assumes, and honors her dignity while holding space for truth. Breathe again. Say quietly, peace, not panic, awareness, not fear. As you slow down, you will find that what needs to be known often stands near you, hidden in plain sight. The tone of her hello, the way she changes the subject, the small gaps in her routine. Sometimes the answers you are searching for are closer than you think, and you see them best when you are not rushing to speak. Type Amen if you will pause and breathe before you text. This is not a performance. This is preparation. There is no need to rush because what is meant for you to understand will not disappear, and the care you carry will not spoil if it waits for the right moment. I am placing a gentle guard over your heart, so your message becomes a doorway, not a demand. A hand extended, not a hand that presses. Let this be your intention, not a perfect conversation, but a protected connection. From here we will move with wisdom, timing that heals rather than hurries, tone that steadies rather than startles, and eyes to see the quiet signs that words have not yet spoken. Stay with me in this stillness, and I will teach you how to begin. Be still for a moment and listen. You are not imagining it, and you are not overreacting. You are not being punished for caring, and you are not wrong for noticing what others may overlook. I see the way your heart tightens when her messages feel thinner than usual, when her laugh doesn't quite land, when her answers drift away from what you asked. Hear me, your sensitivity is not suspicion. It is love being trained into wisdom. You are noticing because you are ready, not because you are afraid. I am forming in you a way of seeing that honors, not intrudes, that protects, not pressures. I am not calling you into interrogation, but into invitation, not accusation, but compassion, not fear-driven guessing, but love-led awareness. Suspicion tries to control the story before it is told, but awareness makes room for the story to come forward in its time. Suspicion plants panic and reaps distance. Awareness plants patience and reaps trust. I want your words to feel like a soft chair she can sit in, not a bright light she must endure. I want your presence to remind her of safety, not of scrutiny. Understand this about the weight she carries. Many mothers hide pain not to deceive, but to protect. She learned long ago to tuck her ache behind her smile, to preserve your ease, to keep dignity neatly folded so no one would call her weak. She fears becoming a burden, and so she holds her breath until the room quiets, then lets out only as much as won't trouble anyone. And there is legacy here, the whisper taught by generations. I must be strong, I must not bleed where the children can see. She is not hiding from you, she is sheltering you, even when her shelter costs her sleep. I know the knot inside you. You want to help, but you do not want to offend. You want to ask, but you do not want to accuse. You feel the pinch of guilt for not noticing sooner, the surge of urgency to fix it now, the fog of uncertainty about how to begin. Breathe. There is no need to rush. What is meant to be revealed will not vanish if you move gently. Let love, not adrenaline, lead your next step. Say it with me. Peace, not panic. Awareness, not fear. This is the posture that opens doors without forcing them. Type yes if you choose awareness over anxiety. And know this, you do not need to read minds to care well. You will learn to notice what is already speaking, the small shifts, the quiet patterns, the ordinary moments that carry truth without demanding a confession. I will show you how to recognize the signs in plain sight so you can approach with tenderness and let trust do its slow and holy work. Be still for a moment and let me show you what you cannot see when you rush. I see her late at night when the house has gone quiet and the lamp paints a soft circle on the table. She sits there longer than the tea stays warm, reading glasses perched, thumb tracing the edge of an envelope she has not yet opened. She scrolls through her phone and stops on your name, types a sentence, erases it, types again, then locks the screen and tells herself, tomorrow. I see her pause in the grocery aisle, recalculating prices in her head. I see her laugh a little too brightly on the phone while her other hand presses against her chest to steady a wave of ache. I see the stare at the bathroom mirror that lingers past the routine, the chair she avoids because it reminds her of someone who is no longer there, the moment she mouths a prayer into the pillow so the tears can happen without sound. What she is holding is not a secret against you. It is pain she has decided she must carry alone. Health concerns that creep in like fog. Dizziness she calls nothing. Prescriptions she calls just vitamins. Appointments she reschedules because the timing wasn't good. Money stress that turns mail into a minefield. Bills stacked under a magnet. A budget scribbled in the margins of a notepad. Groceries stretched with small substitutions she doesn't mention. Loneliness that arrives even in a full room. The holiday cleanup that feels longer than it used to. The long afternoon where the radio fills the silence with company. Relationship strain she has learned to swallow. Old wounds wrapped in new politeness. Boundaries that cost her energy to hold. Grief that revisits without asking permission. Anniversaries that make her quieter. Photos she dusts but rarely opens. Burnout from always being the strong one. Caregiving fatigue that she rebrands as I'm just helping, even as her back aches and her patience thins. So she puts on the protective mask she's practiced for years. She changes the subject right when the conversation drifts near her own needs. Have you eaten? How's work? She minimizes with a smile. It's nothing, I'm fine, don't worry. She becomes intensely practical when feelings surface, listing errands, recipes, weather patterns, anything measurable. She overserves, offering you the best piece, taking the smaller portion, volunteering for the extra task, because if she is busy, she can stay unseen. She laughs at herself first so no one else will, and when the room finally falls quiet, she stands to wash dishes that are already clean. Hear me. You are not responsible to fix everything, and you are not being asked to pry. You are being called to become a safe place where truth can breathe. Your task is not to force doors open, but to make your presence so gentle that the door unlocks on its own. Peace, not panic. Invitation, not interrogation. I will teach you to carry warmth in your words and softness in your timing. I will also give you signs, not to fuel guessing, but to guide clarity. You will notice small changes in routine, appointments moved without reason, favorite activities quietly paused, messages shorter or oddly enthusiastic as cover. You will see the pill case moved to the counter, the grocery list trimmed of little joys, the garden left a week longer than usual. You will hear the sigh she hides inside a joke, the maybe later that used to be sure, the way she says your name, then retreats to logistics. Do not race ahead with conclusions. Let noticing be the light by which you walk, one measured step at a time. Type 333 if you are ready to notice gently, and remember, what she withholds is not a wall against you. It is a weight she thought she could not set down without making you pick it up. Move with patience. I am with you in the quiet, and I will show you how to approach with care until truth feels safe enough to speak in its proper time. Be still for a moment and look around the ordinary places you pass every day, because answers are often closer than you think. I am not calling you to spy, I am calling you to notice, not to interpret with fear, but to observe with love. Your home, her home, holds small indicators that words have not yet shaped, and when you slow down, patterns begin to whisper. This is how clarity grows, not through force, but through gentle recognition. Notice the subtle shifts in rhythm. Sleep that grows uneven, later nights, earlier mornings, naps she never used to take. Missed calls she waves off with, "I didn't see it," even though the phone was in reach. Replies that take longer or arrive rushed, with extra exclamation points as cover. A calendar that used to be steady now peppered with rescheduled appointments. Sudden forgetfulness of small things she typically remembers by heart. Keys in the wrong bowl, the kettle left on longer than usual. The same story told twice because she is carrying more than she can easily hold. Observe the body's quiet signals, headaches that visit often enough to become normal. A hand to the lower back when she stands, a pause on the stairs, a chair pulled closer to the counter for tasks she once did standing. Plans canceled with softer reasons. Next time, maybe when it's warmer, I'll check the weather. Less cooking of her favorite dishes or simplified meals that save energy and stretch the budget. Clutter patterns shifting, piles forming where she once cleared. Or the opposite, sudden tidying that moves papers into drawers and leaves envelopes unopened beneath a magnet. Watch the money hints without judgment. Mails stacked and then turned face down. A grocery list trimmed of small joys. Over-ordering household items because they were on sale, or giving things away quickly as if lighter shelves could make a lighter heart. A reluctance to replace items that clearly need it. Coupon folders resurfacing. All of this is information, not accusation. Attend to her emotional weather, irritability that flares and fades like a brief storm. Unusual silence in conversations she once filled. Forced cheerfulness, laughter a shade brighter than real. Sudden apologies for things that need no apology. Sorry I'm slow. Sorry I asked. Sorry for being a bother. Increased worry about you that circles your life to avoid speaking of hers. A reluctance to accept help or a quick change of subject when medical topics arise. Hear me. You are not being sent to read into everything or to collect evidence. You are being invited to honor what is already speaking in plain sight. This is respect, not intrusion. Consent, not control. Let noticing be enough for now. Before you text, take a pen and quietly write down 3 changes you have seen. Only what you have observed, without interpretation, without a story attached. Breathe over that list. Ask for peace, not panic. Ask for awareness, not fear. Type 444 if you will notice gently and write simply. When you do this, timing becomes kinder. Some days the list will tell you to reach out softly now. Other days it will counsel you to wait, to pray, to prepare a question that is a doorway, not a demand. Everything is revealed in its proper time, and as you practice this calm attention, the path toward comfort will appear, one small light at a time. Be still for a moment and hear me. There is no need to rush. What is meant to be revealed will not disappear because you pause to breathe. Right timing turns concern into comfort. Wrong timing turns concern into conflict. I am not asking you to sprint. I am teaching you to arrive with wisdom, because provision does not always come as sudden answers, but as timing, clarity, and peace that steadies the room before words even begin. Timing is tenderness in motion. Let me show you 3 windows where love tends to land softly. First, the after-work decompression, when the day has released its grip, but the evening has not yet filled with tasks. Give her a little space to set her keys down, to change the lighting from fluorescent to warm, to let the body exhale. This is a moment for a gentle text that says, "No rush to reply." It signals that your care is steady, not demanding, and it meets her on the soft shoulder of the day, not in its traffic. Second, the weekend quiet morning, the table with light on it, the first cup, the slower clock. If her routine allows, this is when her guard is lower and her mind less crowded. A brief check-in that carries warmth can open a small doorway here. You are not pulling her from a storm. You are sitting with her before the wind rises. Third, after a shared memory or positive moment, when a laugh has been exchanged, a photo resurfaced, a small success acknowledged. Use the glow of connection to place a gentle invitation. Because safety blooms in warmth, questions that would feel sharp in stress can feel like care when joy has just walked through. Avoid high-stress windows. Do not press when she is mid-errand in a waiting room, hurrying to appointments, fielding company, cooking under time, or collapsing into late-night exhaustion. Do not call during her commute or right before something she cannot move. Do not stack your concern on top of her adrenaline. It will sound like pressure even if you mean comfort. When you sense urgency rising in you, that is often your cue to sit with silence for a moment. Place the phone face down, breathe, and let the wave pass. What is meant for you will not vanish if you move with patience. Different channels carry different gifts. Text is a doorway, not a courtroom. It holds warmth, brevity, and consent. Use it to invite, to check weather, to name your availability without summoning a performance. A call contains tone and tenderness. When you need her to hear your calm and for her sigh to be heard by you, let your voice hold the room. In person is where layered truth often finds courage, because presence regulates what panic distorts, but only when consent and circumstance make it kind. Remember, not through pressure, but through clarity, you are creating a path, not pushing a cart. If she does not step through the doorway the moment you open it, do not wedge it wider. Keep it unlocked with steady kindness. Return to presence. Return to peace. Type 777 if you choose peace in your approach. From here, I will place gentle words in your mouth, the kind of message that opens without accusing, that invites without insisting, and that allows truth to arrive in its proper time. Be still for a moment and let me place a simple shape in your hands. The best first message is a doorway, not a courtroom. It carries warmth, not weight, clarity, not pressure. Here is the form you can copy and breathe over. Affirmation plus observation plus invitation plus no pressure exit. It sounds like this. Hey Mom, I love you and I'm thinking of you. I've noticed gentle observation. If you want company or to talk, I'm here. If now isn't a good time, no worries, we can try later. Fewer question marks, more statements of care, no diagnosing, no, why didn't you tell me? No triangulating with siblings or reviving old drama. Peace, not panic. For a close relationship, hi Mama, love you. I noticed yesterday felt a little heavy in your voice. I'm around today if you want to sit on the phone or just share quiet. If now isn't good, no rush. We can find a softer time. This says, I see you, I'm near, and you are free. For a strained relationship where history is tender. Hi, Mom, I hope your morning has some light in it. I've noticed you've been keeping conversations short lately, and I don't want to assume anything. I'm here if you'd like to talk or just have company by text. If today isn't the day, that's okay. Add the permission phrase that preserves dignity. I don't want to pry, I just want to be near you. You are honoring her boundary while keeping the door unlocked. For long distance, hi, Mom, sending love from here. I noticed your last few replies were quick, and I wondered if the week has been heavy. I can call this weekend or just message now, whatever feels easier for you. If the timing's off, we can set another time that feels gentle. You are offering options so her nervous system can choose. For the mother who dismisses feelings to protect everyone, hi, Mom, I love you. I've noticed you've been saying all good a lot, even when you sound tired. You don't owe me a big explanation, and you never have to perform for me. If you want to share a little or just let me bring you dinner this week, I'm glad to. If not today, that's okay. This removes the stage and invites a chair. For the mother who overcaretakes and dodges receiving, hi, Mom, you're always making sure I'm okay, and I'm grateful. I noticed you changed some plans and sounded worn out. I'd like to take care of one small thing for you this week, errand, meal, or ride, your choice. If that feels like too much right now, no problem. We can try another day. Specific, small, consent-based. Hear me on tone. Keep your sentences calm and grounded. Replace, are you sick? What's wrong? With, I'm here and not in a hurry. Replace, why didn't you tell me? With, you never have to carry things alone with me. Avoid labels like depressed, failing, or you always, you never. Do not rope in siblings or history to strengthen your case. Love needs no witnesses. End with freedom. If now isn't a good time, we can talk later. This is how trust breathes. And if she replies, I'm fine, you will not treat it as a defeat. You will answer with steadiness. Okay, thanks for telling me. I'm around later too, no pressure. I just wanted you to know I'm near. Then you pause, you breathe, and you let kindness keep the hinge oiled. Type Amen if you will choose gentleness over proving a point. I am with you in your words, and I will make them soft enough to open the right door at the right time. Be still for a moment and hear me. When she says, I'm fine, it is not a wall to break. It is a door to approach more slowly. In many hearts, fine does not mean nothing is wrong. It means I cannot carry your reaction right now, or I don't yet have words that won't unravel me, or I need proof that this conversation will be gentle. Do not take it as rejection. Take it as a request for tenderness, as her way of managing the dosage of exposure so she does not tip into panic. Peace, not pressure. Invitation, not interrogation. So you will follow with steady kindness. Here is your 3-step response when you meet I'm fine. First, validate. Thanks for telling me. I hear you. Do not argue with her self-report. Honor it. Second, restate care without demand. I'm not trying to push. I'm here and not in a hurry. This keeps love in the room and removes the test she fears failing. Third, offer one specific small help and give her the power to choose. Would it help if I drop a few groceries on Thursday? Or give you a ride to that appointment? Or just sit on the phone while we do our own tasks? If not this week, we can try another time. Specific, small, consent-based. A ride, a meal, a quick errand, quiet company. She chooses. You do not chase. Use reflective listening to soothe the nervous system that expects pressure. Say, I hear you. Thank you for telling me. I'm not trying to fix anything right now. I'm here even if we don't talk about it today. No need to reply quickly. We can just share quiet. These phrases are soft chairs. They regulate the moment. They show that your presence is safe even when details stay hidden. What not to do matters. Do not guilt. No, I guess you don't trust me, or after all I've done. Guilt narrows the airway of truth. Do not threaten distance. No, call me when you're ready, flung like a door slam. Do not triangulate with siblings or relatives. No, everyone's worried and says you're not yourself, which turns her life into a panel discussion and her heart into a stage. Do not unload your fear onto her. Do not catalog worst-case scenarios or make her responsible for your cortisol. Your calm is your contribution. Your restraint is part of your care. If "I'm fine" repeats, you do not escalate. You slow the approach. You can set a gentle anchor. Okay, I'll check in Sunday afternoon. If that timing isn't good, we can pick another day that feels easier. You keep the door visible without wedging it. You might add a practical kindness with no reply required. I'm dropping soup on the porch around 5. No need to open the door. Love you. This says, I see you, without saying, prove it. Regulate before you send. Breathe in for 4, out for 6, twice. Place the phone face down for a moment. Choose one sentence shorter than you think you need. End with freedom. No pressure, I'm near. Type amen if you will choose peace over proving a point. Understand the deeper current. Many mothers learned fine as a survival script. Strength without showing strain. Care without cost to anyone else. Quiet dignity even when the room spins. This is not deceit. It is inheritance. In the next movement, I will show you the family story beneath her silence. How legacy, pride, and the fear of being a burden shaped her voice, and how your gentleness can honor the past while making room for a kinder future. For now, keep love in the room. Validate, restate care, offer one small specific help. Peace, not panic. Doorway, not demand. I am with you in every word. Be still for a moment and look not only at her words, but at the road that taught her how to speak them. You are part of a story that did not begin with you, and so is she. There are pieces of your family's past that still speak quietly even now. Recipes handwritten in fading ink, letters kept in a tin, a cast-iron pan polished by years of service, a coat that warmed small shoulders through long winters. She watched someone before her swallow pain, so the house could stay steady, and she learned how to place her own needs on the back shelf, because that was how dignity survived. What feels like secrecy is often inherited survival. It is not a verdict against you. It is the wisdom that kept her people standing when resources were scarce and tenderness had to travel in disguise. Consider the messages she received from the rooms that raised her. Be strong. Don't make a fuss. We don't air our struggles. Others have it worse. Perhaps a grandmother who worked 2 jobs and said little, a mother who held grief in her jaw while cooking for 8, an aunt who answered every "How are you?" with "Can't complain." Endurance was praised. Asking was dangerous, so she became fluent in the language of "I'll manage," not because she mistrusts you, but because for decades the safest way to keep peace was to carry pain quietly. Patterns repeat until they are named with love, and you are being invited to become the person who names them gently, honoring what protected her without letting it imprison her. Hear me about the fear beneath it. Many mothers equate receiving help with failing. If they accept a hand, it must mean they dropped something they were supposed to hold. They would rather strain than ask, would rather reroute the conversation to the weather than risk the look that says, "Are you sure you can't handle it?" Receiving can feel like debt. Independence has been their proof of worth. So when you offer help, unskillful words can sound like an audit. But when you speak to her honor, help becomes heritage, not humiliation. Let these reframes be the new script on your tongue. Let me honor you by helping. You don't have to earn care with exhaustion. You carried me. Let me carry a piece now. Receiving is not failing. It's how families breathe. I'm not taking from your strength. I am joining it. Say it slowly, without a courtroom tone, and pair it with a choice she can make. Peace, not panic. Invitation, not interrogation. Rewrite, not erase. You are not coming to correct her past. You are coming to build a softer bridge from it. And to your own heart, I speak release. You are not behind for not knowing sooner. You have not failed for missing signs that were designed to be invisible, and you are arriving in proper time. Clarity comes like morning, gradual, reliable, kind. Type Amen if you release shame and choose to honor the story while offering a gentler chapter. From this honoring place, provision will look like wisdom, clarity, and timing, not grand gestures that overwhelm pride, but small steps that become safety, an errand offered with choice, a bill reviewed side by side if she consents, a meal placed without fanfare, a form filled together in quiet, a ride scheduled in advance so the body can relax into receiving. I will show you how to keep help, specific, consent-based, and small, because this is how trust grows. Type 1414 if you are ready to move with patience. In the next movement, I will put simple plans in your hands, tiny, steady acts that do not overrun her dignity, but join it so truth can take one more step into the light in its proper time. Be still for a moment and hear me. Help that is specific, consent-based, and small is often what finally makes her feel safe. You are not being called to orchestrate a grand rescue. You are being invited to lay a quiet path she can choose, one step at a time. I place in your hands a 3-lane support plan, emotional, practical, professional, each lane chosen with her consent, each step small enough to keep dignity intact, each movement bringing peace, not panic. First, the emotional lane, steady presence that does not require performance. Create a gentle rhythm, a weekly anchor message or call that arrives like sunrise, not like a siren. Hi, Mom, sending love. No need to reply fast, I'm just near. Thinking of you at our usual time. Want to share quiet for 10 minutes? If today isn't good, I'm here later without pressure. Let this cadence be predictable and light, so her nervous system learns that connection with you costs less energy than hiding. If she prefers text, keep it short and spacious. If she prefers voice, keep it warm and unhurried. Affirm often without interrogating. You don't owe me a big update to be loved. Type 333 if you will make presence gentle and regular. Second, the practical lane. A menu of low-friction offers that respect choice. Say, I can do one thing this week. Pick what helps most. Offer 3 simple options. A grocery drop on Thursday, a ride to the appointment, or a meal I leave on the porch. Your choice. Or, can I schedule your appointment and you approve it? Want me to set up a small recurring reminder for medications and we can turn it off anytime? Would it help if I took this one bill and sat with you while we review it, side by side? Keep the scale small, one task, clear time frame, no strings. If she declines, bless the no and keep the door open. No problem, I'm here when it feels easier. This is not control, it is companionship made visible. Third, the professional lane. Outside help invited with her permission and paced with care. You can say, would it help to make a short list of questions for your doctor so the visit feels easier? Offer to be a quiet note-taker if she wants a second set of ears. For money, frame it as clarity, not critique. Could we make a simple budget snapshot together, just the basics, so we both feel steadier? You hold the decisions, I'll just write. For legal or safety planning, keep sovereignty central. We can ask a professional together and you decide what feels right. You are a scribe and a stabilizer, not a boss. Practice documentation as care that empowers rather than invades. With her consent, help assemble a one-page medications list, allergies, providers, and emergency contacts. Create a simple folder, digital or paper, with appointment notes, a basic bill calendar, and copies of key documents she chooses to include. Keep a copy where she wants it, on the fridge, in her bag, on her phone. Call it an umbrella for rainy days, not a leash. Do it in short windows, 15 minutes with tea, then stop. You are building ease, not a dossier. Type 1414 if you will gather gently and stop before it overwhelms. If there are siblings, coordinate without turning her life into a debate stage. Use a group thread for logistics. Rides covered, meals spaced, paperwork divided, not for gossip, blame, or scoring history. Speak to her honor in every message. Assign small roles that can be released without shame if capacity changes. If tension rises, step back to the shared promise. Peace, not panic. Consent, not control. Her voice at the center. Do not make her the battleground for old rivalries. Make her the table where unity serves. And when your own anxiety flares, do not transmit your storm into her room. Regulate before you reach. Feet on the floor. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6, twice. Name one next step on paper and let the rest wait. Send one sentence shorter than you think you need. Then place the phone face down and breathe again. You are not behind. You are arriving on time. This is how small steps become safety. Type Amen if you choose calm, consent, and the next kind thing. In the next movement, I will teach your body to be still before every message, so your words carry the quiet that invites truth in its proper time. Be still for a moment and bring your attention back into your body, because what you send flows from how you are breathing. You are not being called into fear, but into awareness. Before your thumbs move, let your heart arrive. Peace first, then words. This is not delay. It is protection and preparation. What I reveal to you will come with peace, not panic. And when your body is calm, you can speak with the kind of love that invites truth. Begin simply. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue soften from the roof of your mouth. Lower your shoulders and let them fall away from your ears. Loosen the hands that hold the phone. Feel your feet on the floor or your back against the chair. Inhale gently through your nose for a count of 4. Let your belly rise, and exhale through your mouth for a count of 6, letting your ribs soften. Do this twice. Let your eyes soften, your forehead unknit, your breath deepen. Be present, not performative. Place the phone face down for a moment and listen for the quiet under the noise. You are creating the room your words will carry. Now, name the hidden drivers so they don't drive you. Fear of loss, regret that you should have known sooner, the urge to control because uncertainty aches, the desire for a quick confession so your own anxiety can settle, the story that says, if I don't fix it now, I'll be too late. These are human, but they are not your assignment. Hear me. You are not being called to control, but to comfort. Not to extract, but to make room. Not to win a point, but to keep love in the room. Peace, not panic. Presence, not pressure. Awareness that steadies, not urgency that storms. Let a simple checklist shepherd your next move. First, what do I want her to feel when she reads this? Safe, unhurried, honored. Second, what is one kind sentence I can send? Shorter than I think, softer than my fear. Third, what outcome am I releasing? The need for a full explanation, an immediate reply, a solution today. Whisper your answers or write them on paper. Breathe in for 4, out for 6. If your body is not yet quiet enough to release the outcome, do not send. Wait for peace to return, and it will. When calm steadies your hands, Choose the smallest doorway of care and leave it unlocked. One gentle sentence that blesses, not tests, and freedom at the end. Then place the phone down again. Let time work with you. I am at work in the pauses you keep. Type peace if you will not send a message from panic. As you practice this, you will notice how clarity begins to replace confusion and confidence begins to replace doubt, because sometimes the answers you are searching for are closer than you think, arriving not through pressure but through quiet realization. I bless your breath to slow, your jaw to soften, your words to be tender and true. I bless your timing to be kind and your presence to be shelter. I send you with gentle courage, step by steady step, peace first, then words. In the next movement, we will pray together and place this conversation in my hands, so what is unspoken can be held, and in proper time, revealed with comfort and care. Be still for a moment and pray with me, because I am here and I am listening. I cover you now with a calm that steadies your hands and clears your sight. I ask tenderness to rest upon your tongue, right timing to guide your reach, and wise words to arrive only when they are gentle enough to heal. I soften defenses that rose from old storms, and I bless her nervous system to unclench and trust that your presence carries no test, no rush, no demand. I place protection over her and over you, over the space between you, over the home that holds your memories, over the threads of story that join your hearts. I order peace to surround this conversation before, during, and after, so what is spoken and what remains unspoken are both held without fear. I bless the outcomes in advance, not immediate disclosure but increasing trust, not sudden fixes but steady support, not conflict but connection. I bless the pause to be shelter, the small step to be enough, and the no or not yet to be treated with honor. I appoint windows of calm in which your message can land softly, and I close the doors that panic would try to pry open. I bless your observation to be kind, your invitation to be light, and your exits to be free of guilt. I bless her dignity to remain intact at every turn, and I bless your patience to endure without resentment. I make room for joy to appear in ordinary moments, and for small laughter to oil the hinges of heavier doors. What I reveal to you will come with peace, not panic, with clarity, not confusion, with timing that heals, not timing that harms. When emotions rise, return to this anchor. Place your feet on the ground, breathe in for 4 and out for 6, and say simply, I love you, I'm here, we can go slow. If there are no words that feel safe, let this single sentence be the bridge. If tears come, let them count as language. If silence comes, let it count as trust building. I will be in the room you prepare with your calm. I will be in the rhythm you keep with your patience. You are not being called into fear, but into awareness, not into pressure, but into presence. Type Amen if you receive gentle courage. Type 444 if you will approach with patience and honor. As you walk forward, clarity will begin to replace confusion, and confidence will begin to replace doubt. Step by steady step, what is hidden will be revealed with peace, and what has been heavy will become shareable without shame. I bless your timing to be kind, your words to be tender, your boundaries to be loving, and your hope to be quiet and durable. Go now in the assurance that you are being sent with gentle courage, love that makes room for truth, one step at a time. I am with you in every breath and between every message, and I will finish what I begin in you.